Hello, callers. Welcome back to Viva Barca and welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on some interesting updates. We start with Jules Kounde as the Barca defender is reportedly ready to don a new role in Javi's tweaked setup for the next season. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Then, secondly, talking about Sofyan Amrabat, as it has been reported that Barcelona maintained contact with a 30 million rated midfielder as the player still remains keen on a move. Good luck to that. We are also going to be discussing on that. So guys, as we get right into the stories in much detail, please do ensure to subscribe to the channel. If you haven't, turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. Earlier this year, the media widely reported Jules Kounde's dissatisfaction over his role at Barcelona. The French defender arrived at Spotify Camp Nou as one of football's finest young centre-backs, but ended up playing most of the season as a right-back. One cannot fault Xavi Hernandez for his decision to play Kounde out of position, as the Spanish tactician was left with no other option. Reports said the young star was even contemplating a departure, but he denied the rumors with a message on social media. According to Mundo Deportivo, there is a renewed understanding between Kounde and Xavi ahead of the new season. In a recent meeting, the manager told the defender that the team would practically play in a 3-4-3 formation for the upcoming season, placing him back in central defense. Xavi sees Alejandro Bade as a fourth midfielder for all intents and purposes, given his advanced role in attack. Andreas Christensen, Jules Kounde, and Ronald Araujo would thus be in line of three to cover the defense chores. Kounde will continue to play on the right side of the trio, but the manager has also assured him of regular rotation with Araujo on that front. After all, the two players often exchanged duties even last season. The French defender was brilliant for Barcelona for large parts of the last season, but the occasional mix-up often cost him and the team. Heading into the new season, Kounde will look to minimize those enforced or unforced errors and further firmly root himself at the heart of the defense. In 29 La Liga appearances for Barca last season, the 24-year-old scored 1 goal and provided 3 assists. He oversaw 18 clean sheets when on duty and averaged over 7 defensive actions per game. Great stats. Kounde has been a great signing, to be honest. He even featured in La Liga's lineup of the season last season, and it shows the quality of player that Kounde is. There have been a lot of talk about where Kounde will play his role next season. Which role will Kounde take next season? Because at the end of last season, we saw Kounde complaining about the right back role that, from next season onwards, he doesn't want to continue playing there. And Xavi knows that more than anyone else. But of course, with reports claiming that Xavi might likely tweak his setup or his formation next season to a 3-4-3, he has spoken with Kounde one-on-one once again to explain the situation. And of course, I think Kounde is satisfied with this role, as Xavi has made it clear to Kounde that in that 3-4-3, Kounde will be part of that 3 defense, especially at the right-sided defense. But of course, with Ronald Araujo playing at the center of that 3-man defense, Kounde and the player will always be exchanging as they did last season, but they have to be more careful this time around not to cost the team like they did some few occasions last season. And according to this recent report, they are saying that Kounde is very ready to go about that new role that Xavi has requested, if indeed he changed his formation to a 3-4-3 moving forward. Of course, talking about the defense, Barcelona are already, I think, we're done with strengthening the back line, because we added Inigo Martinez recently, who is also a quality and experienced right back in La Liga. And I think Barcelona currently, if we look at it one-on-one, individually, we have the best defense. We have the best defense in La Liga. I'm not saying because I'm a Barca fan, but I'm just saying the facts. Yes, I think all our defenders now have quality. Players like Eric Garcia has no place, and definitely after Inigo Martinez signing was done, many expect Garcia to be sold, and I think he will be sold. So let's see how the future will hold for certain players in the team. But for Kunde, he's set to stay, and despite the rumors that came out after last season that he's so angry and he wants to leave, he came to social media and blasted those rumors that he has never thought of doing that. Then moving on to the next story of discussion. Sofyan Amrabat was one of the early targets for Barca this summer in their bid to replace Busquets. The club had even monitored the player for a long time now and wanted him to join ahead of the new season, but the club had to rule out the signing due to Fiorentina's hefty demands. The Italian outfit won 30 million euros for the midfielder, even though his contract at the club expires at the end of next season. However, as per reports in Italy, as relayed by Sport, there might be a few twists and turns. As far as the future of Amrabat is concerned, the news publication points out that Barca sporting director Matteo Alemani has maintained contact with the player's entourage. Barcelona have opted to go for Oriol Romeo in recent times, but the club continue to rate Amrabat quite highly and might make a move for the Moroccan if his value comes down in the latter stages of the transfer window. In the meantime, Amrabat himself is keen on leaving Fiorentina. He wants to move to clubs such as Bayern, United, and above all Barca. The player continues to put pressure on Fiorentina to sell him ahead of the new season. Amrabat's entourage believe Fiorentina's demand could come down as we progress through the summer transfer window, knowing the player has just 1 year left on his contract. The Italian club could be forced to settle for a cut price fee. Barca could be given a major boost in Amrabat's pursuit if they can successfully offload Franchici this summer, but the club are yet to reach an agreement with interested parties over the sale of the Ivorian. So it will be interesting to see how things transpire in the coming weeks. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time. Bye bye.